greeting family, allies, enemies. What's happening? So look, man, let me fix this. I'm sitting here in my driveway and I'm thinking about the impacts of gang warfare. I don't know if y'all can hear me through this or not, but sitting back thinking about the impacts of gang warfare. It was a point in time. If I would have got laid, excuse me, if I would have got laid down, I would understand. I really would. Like, and it was a point in time that I thought they should lay me down. Like, you feel me? I had did some. I was evil, homie. I woke up every day ready to die. Like, and I didn't have no love for black people. I didn't have no love for black people. It wasn't until Big Slip got killed where I realized how much I meant to my family. And his life been took. Well, when Boxer from Insane Crip Gang, Long Beach Insane got killed, it was like, cuz, man, this Crip shit really embedded. And I embraced it, picked it up because it's a family thing. There's Crips all in my family. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. It's part of the game. It wasn't like something that I was pressured into or they picking on me and I had to. Something that it was just natural, right? So thinking about that, and when Boxer got killed, my big cousin, this is my big cousin. This is me watching gang banging, me, him, my mama in the store, and somebody banging on him, and he banging, and they banging quiet, not to my mama. Neither side wanted to disrespect my mama. And when she turned around and looked, everybody like straightened up. You know what I mean? And Boxer, homie, if y'all know anything about Boxer, Long Beach Inside Crib Gang, Boxer, come with the full business, all of it. And he got killed at 18, but he was with all the bullshit. You know what I mean? And Boxer was for a reason why he got the name Boxer, because the hands is his. Moving in my neighborhood and him getting into it with my homeboys from the hood. Before they was my homeboys from the hood. I didn't like them because they don't like my cousin. This is my big cousin. We live over here. None of my friends gang bang. It's a separation of the young, and they the gang bangers, they the criminals of society. And I'm watching cops and chips and guys on motorcycles and bad boys. So all that coming up, I wanted to be a cop. We played cops and robbers, and I was the cop. I didn't want to be a robber. You know what I mean? And it wasn't until the police start demonizing us to where we start to embrace the gang lifestyle. I didn't understand the gang warfare coming up because it just didn't. I wasn't involved, and my mama was one of the original female cripplettes on Alondra Boulevard. You know what I mean? My aunties, they up there. So when I'm sitting back and my uncles, you feel me? So I heard an OG call my mother in them house where they grew up in, my grandmother home, the Crip Mecca. He said that was the Crip Mecca. So on Alondra, now you had the red house was a house, and I think that was like in front hood. I'm not for sure, but I think it was like in front hood. And you had my people's house before you cross the tracks. You know what I mean? Then you cross the tracks, they were saying everything on that side was red rags. You know what I mean? And then the Crips start to infiltrate. But it was just a war between Crip and Blood. Growing up, all I know is Crip fight Blood. That's it. You know what I mean? And that was a war that we accepted. That gang warfare we accepted of the Crips fight Bloods. Then I ride through my plane in my hood. You know what I mean? I see PBK on the wall. And I'm like, PBK, what do that mean? Pyro Blood Killer? And nah, that mean Palmer Blood Killer. Now, these are what would be considered. Now, the OGs was still out there, the OBGs, and then you had the baby gangsters. Now, the baby gangsters was tiny gangsters first before they switched and went up to baby gangsters. And like we was tiny gangsters before we switched and went up to original tiny gangsters because we had tiny gangsters come in up under us. But I couldn't grasp the concept of Crips fighting Crips. You know what I mean? Like, all in throughout Compton, the only Crips that fight each other is the Southsides and the Palmers. And that shit was crazy to me growing all the way up. And we never had no major clashes, our generation, with the Palmers. Like our clashes, we had more clashes with the neighborhood Compton Crips, and we get along with them than we have with the Palmers. Now the big homies had war with the Palmers. They was at war with them main enemies. I got some of my OBG homies right now. That's like, you know, they cool. They down with the Black Power thing, but they just not fucking with the Palmers. Like, you know what I mean? It's you know, I'm not saying that I'm gonna go over there do anything. I'm just not fucking with them. It's the old scars that just never heal. You know what I mean? So you got to think that that mindset is mixed in with this gang warfare, and then you got somebody like me that's trying to understand it all. I'm still trying to get understanding. I did this shit every day, woke up in it, and I still can't understand it. When I even think about my participation in it, I can't tell you I'm proud of my participation in it. I don't have any pride of me doing the things I was doing. I have no pride. Like, it's not like, yeah, I did that. And I'm looking at those that I grew up banging with, like, y'all still out there doing that shit. I got a house right here. I'm getting reminded. I ain't never fixed a car up. I'm fixing up a house. My house ain't never been shot up. But if this house was in Compton, this would be a target because of the name I created when I was young. As I got older, I'm still trying to figure it out. When I moved up out of my hood, now out of all the hoods I moved to, now Big Slip South of Peace was like, man, what? They moved where? I gotta ride over there. So my auntie and my big cousin get in the car, and my uncles and my cousins was like, why'd you move over there? Till I asked my mama. Like, now my mama was one of the like the gangbang, but she fucked all that, said fuck all that, and started raising her baby. She gave her life to her children. You know what I mean? And when they was asking her, why you move over there? Like, what you mean why I move over there? Needed a house, needed a place to stay. No, but why over there? Because your son is from over here, and that's like the worst place ever you could move, right? And she's like, I didn't know. You know what I mean? And it's too late now. We already in, paperwork signed, we in there. So I get over there, not having any problems, not knowing none of these motherfuckers, thinking, hell, they don't know me because I don't know none of them. I'm walking down the street one day. They know me. I don't know how they knew me, but they knew me. You feel me? So it's crazy being thrust into a situation where everybody around you will kill for you. You know what I mean? You might have some underlying hate to where motherfuckers will kill you. If they catch you right, you gone. So I remember riding, like I used to always ride like this because it got metal right here. And if the bullets come this way, I wanted this metal to at least try to stop. You know what I mean? I was going to try to play this with my head. And I also try to stay away from all this inner door, because this inner door is easy for bullets to pierce. And there's most of the metal right here. So I try to use that as a like bulletproof. I'm thinking because bullets can come sideways. You know what I mean? And I'm just sitting back and I'm riding every day. I'm coming up in the hood now. I was when I first went over there, I was walking. There wasn't no driving. I had no license. And we think about this gang warfare and the warfare that's waged on us while we waging gang warfare. So my license was suspended before I got it. And now here I am. I had to move out. Shit got too thick. It was no me stand over there. It was no me stand. My name is just up in the air, too heavy. And so I ended up moving out. I moved out, went to go live with my auntie. And so now I'm living with my auntie, and I was able to breathe a little bit. You know, I'm talking about a lot of bit, really. So we go to Lakewood, like this Lakewood Cerritos area. We over there. My cousin from 76 East Coast, two of my cousins from 76, they was over there. My cousin PJ Watts ended up coming over there. You know what I mean? So now I got family around me now. Cats that mean me well. The warfare ceased, but they still had the black and Mexican beef thing, like in Hawaiian Gardens. They say they real racist. I got a cousin that live in Hawaiian Gardens, and I'm hearing about they racist and shit. And I'm like, shit. Let them fuck with my cousins. We going through that motherfucker. I'm with all the bullshit, especially for family. You know what I mean? So my family never had problems, and it was all straight. Now some of the cats that we dealt with had problems with them, and we went over there and asked them like, "Hey man, like what's happening? We ride with each other. What's up? What y'all saying?" "Oh no, man, no, I mean, look, y'all ready? You know." That's just gang warfare. And I don't know why, but these wasn't the kind of cats that get into that bullshit. You feel me? So And I knew that if it go that way, it'll mainly be our squad pushing most of the line and not them. Because they wasn't them kind of cats. So it was kind of like protecting them cats and us building squad. Just this whole game mentality that was stuck in my head. You know what I mean? Because they shot their house up. And they mama living in that house. And I felt like that was a violation. You know what I mean? Then I end up moving back to my mama house. I'm driving now. Fuck. So I'm sliding through they neighborhood trying to get up out of there. I used to have to call my sisters, you know what I mean, to go look out, walk to the front of the yard to see if niggas hanging out. And they'd be like, no, brother, you could come home. Or they ain't hanging out. Well, yeah, they hanging out right now. I remember I'll be on the way to the set. I mean, on the way home from the set. And then all of a sudden, like, hey, they out? I call them on the cell phone. Yeah, they out right now. I turn around. I got to go back to the hood, hang out some more. I used to have to go and hang out in the hood and wait till the motherfuckers clear up and they go wherever they going. When I first moved on that street, I lived on Brazil. Now, all the way down at the other end of Brazil, when you cross the canal, the game and Big Face Honey had a spot over there. That was Cedar Block Pyro. Now, this is Palmer Block, 900 Palmer. That was right here. Across the street was 151 Pyro. On this side right here was the Campanellas, and if you go back this way, it was the neighborhood Pyros. If you cross the street, that was the west side Pyros. So they were surrounded by Pyros, like I've said, the Cedar Blocks. You know what I mean? They surrounded by Pyros, and the closest Crips to them was the Park Villages. When you go out to Compton Boulevard, it was right there, right? And they had that was like a little piece of their hood, and they got another piece that was farther down. But this part I lived in, homie, at the corner, they was hanging out in the garage. The Trag News was a house, like the next door was a Palmer on this side, a Palmer on that side, and on the other side, that was the Trag New Parks. Palmer Block and Trag New get along. Both of them don't really fuck with the South. You know what I mean? Well, you know, Palmer fuck with the South. Trag New don't really fuck with the South. They Palmer front. It was Palmer front Trag then. And the Trag News I started fucking with. They end up moving out. That the Samoans that lived in the corner house end up moving out. So the Palmers didn't hang there no more. It's just Palmers on two sides. The Palmers on this side, we got like a family connection with through a female that lived there. It was said that she was one of my mother's, I think, a second cousin. But one of our family members that was supposed to be his daughter. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? That kind of like eased tension on this side because it's a connection. But on this side, these the goers on this side. These they shooters. These they lick hitters. These they gangbangers that was on this side. And the ones on this side, it was one of the older ones. He was in jail, one of their baby gangsters. And then it was one of the original tiny gangsters. We on the same level, you know what I mean? And he actually was in jail. So that side was cool. But when he got out, his group came and they was hanging on this side. And in that group right here, they was hanging on this side. And I'm in the middle. So I used to have to call before I go home. But this side was cooler and more sensible than this side. I remember one time I was driving and I went to the stoplight. If you go down Brazil, make a right, you be on Dwight. And I'm on Dwight. It's a liquor store. Well, it's like a store right here, not a liquor store. I used to go to the store as a child because my folks lived on School Street. You know what I mean? So we used to go there, Fish Market right around the corner and all that. This cat had a pistol, pulled this pistol out and walked right in front of my motherfucking car. Now, I did not see this dude. I was too busy looking at the females. But when I see the female's face light up like they face, oh, I turn around and look. When I turned around and looked, that was the dude, old boy with the gun. It was two of them standing right there. We walked in front of my car, and he was ready to shoot. You could tell that adrenaline. You could see the adrenaline running through his body. And he didn't shoot. Man, I pulled off, and I said, I ain't never stopping at that motherfucking light again. Man, I didn't give a damn if that motherfucking light red. I'm running that motherfucking. If it's a car right there, I'm not going. So I start going through the Pyro set. I'm like, man, fuck that. I gotta go through. My uncle told me too. He said you be better off when you leave, go through the Pyros, go through the red rags, go through the red rags. My uncle told me that too, and I'm like, damn, I gotta go through the red rags. So now I'm going down. I think that I don't know if that's Arbutus. Hold on, I think this is Arbutus, and I think that's Tejada. I'm not for sure, but I think that's Tejada. But the neighborhood Pyros hung out right there, real heavy at Tadpole spot. You know what I mean? And they had D-Boy and all them right there. You feel me? And I got to the point where I'm like, the Black Power banging, kicking up and all that. You feel me? And man, fuck it, I'm on now. This is years later when I had the blue and red rags, blue and red chucks. Like I'm living over here, gave me a whole nother mindset. Like this is Compton, I don't even know. So now I'm approaching the warfare directly, the gang warfare. I'm approaching it directly. I'm jumping out. I got a CD that I'm selling. And I'm jumping out to these Pyrus and these Crips and going up to them with blue and red rags on, blue and red chucks, Black Power banging. I'm a gangbanger anyway. So fuck it. I'm about to gangbang with the gangbangers. And I used to jump out and pan. I got videotape. I gotta find the tape and get it all put on CD. I'm gonna start uploading some of it too. And they start fucking with me like, we thought you was from Palmer. I'm like, no, I'm from Southside, homie. And they're like, yeah, I can't go through the Palmers too much. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hectic over there. And they're like, oh, okay, all right, yeah. You know what I mean? Fuck with us, yeah, I'm buying one of your CDs. You know what I mean? So now I got a pass to go through the neighborhood power rules. You feel me? And one day I jump on my beach cruiser. I ride down like I ride down to Outer Boom. I'm going down Rosecrans. So I'm going down, I go down Rosecrans to what's that? Central. Then I'm going up Compton Boulevard. Pyrus roll up on me. What's up, blood? Where you from? I'm from Southside, but I'm Black Power banging. Oh, yeah, this Pyro. I'm like, all right, Black Power banging though. And he was like, okay, yeah, we want none of that. And the passenger was like, hey, I fucks with that. I'm like, cool. So when that happened, in that same spot, matter of fact, I got banged on by an older dude. He told me, I'm gonna go back to when that happened. But he told me, hey, you disrespecting that red rag for tying it with the blue one. And I counter, no, we disrespecting brothers like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King for killing each other. It stopped his whole argument. He stopped arguing with me. It wasn't even no gangbanging shit no more. He rode off. But the young cats, it was two cats in the back. Now, let me explain something to you. I got no pistol on me. I think I had a knife on me. I always kept a knife on me. But it was four of them in the car. If three of them would have piled out that car, homie, I would have been smashed right there on the side of the road. I could have tried to do my best fighting. And if they would have had a blammer in the car, all they had to do was reach out. Boom, I'm laid on the set. But the passenger was with it. The two in the back didn't say nothing. The driver, the one that was turned up, like, man, nah, fuck all that, nigga. This Pyro, right? Feel me? It's the driver that was turned up. You know what I mean? But that passenger put it in my mind, like, damn, it's okay. So it's some of them I could actually talk to and reach because they really, you know what I mean? So they see what I see. I get pulled on, like I tell everybody this story all the time. Like even when I was in Ludus Park, when the police pulled me over, and I'm like, girl, why they pull me over in Ludus now? We used to get into it to Ludus. You know what I mean? That would be one of the ones, like little pot shots. It was never no bodies or nothing, just pot shots, shit like that. You know what I mean? Trying to prove self. But the Ludus, I get pulled over by the Ludus. And I'm like, fuck, why the Ludus Park? Like the Ludus and my man, they came out like 25 thick. One of them said, what's up, Black Power? I'm like, it's all good. We start fucking with the Ludus Parks real heavy. After that, big scrap load, South and Peace really tied that in with the Ludus Park, Daybreak, you know what I mean? It's Too Swift, you know what I mean? Power Rules, I really got love to fuck with, you know what I mean? On St. Louis, what that shit do. So, you know what I mean? But anyway, but when I went over there, they asked me where I'm from. I'm talking from Southside. You feel me? Black Power banging, pushing lines, start talking about different shit. Man, one of them said, blood, you might be the one to change this. No, we got to change this. So here I am. I'm telling everybody I'm from Southside, but I was banging in a whole different way. And the warfare was neutralized. So the truth be told, when it come to gang warfare in my neighborhood, and matter of fact, I probably could say the city of Compton. Well, I can't say the city of Compton because you got motherfuckers like, you got Easy in them, you got Game, you got rappers. I'm talking about non-rappers. That's a known rapper that actually neutralized gang violence and killed the enemy, but saved the man. Just like that killed the Indian, saved the man. How they want to kill the thought of being an Indian, but they keep the flesh of the Indian and have them live life as a white dude. Pretty much what they did with the schooling programs. And that was the tactic. So I was killing the thought of me being an enemy to them. One of my homeboys gonna say, yeah, cuz, but that's you. You could go over there. None of us, why I can go, but not you? Like, why is it me, but not you? And what are you doing different than I'm doing? The same thing that I'm doing, we can spread this shit across the board and we can make it happen. A lot of cats holding on to that I don't know what the fuck they holding on to. You feel me? The love for the dead homies more than the little homies, and that got us constantly dying. You know what I mean? And we gotta really like check that. Check this though. Bullets high as a motherfucker right now. Gang warfare up. How's gang warfare up and bullets high as a motherfucker? We gotta really sit back and think about some of this stuff, homie. I don't look. I got a job. And I'm making pretty good bread. I keep pistol with me all day. I don't go shoot this motherfucker. You know why I don't go shoot it? Bullets high. And I got extra mags. Bullets high. So I'm not about to go shoot it. These motherfuckers wasting bullets on each other and dusting they self off with each other, homie. I'm not about to expend none of my bullets to go shoot shit. Come to this house right here. I use every motherfucking bullet to defend this. To defend this my hood right here. You know what I mean? So I'm just sitting back thinking about this gang warfare. How does it benefit us? How to navigate through it. How I navigate through it. And we putting together this manuscript of Black Power banging and being able to transition, because it takes some transitioning to transition out of that gang warfare, hate black people mindset to where I'm gonna embrace it. I'm gonna love black people, and I gotta chalk up all the losses that we took as losses and start new and press the reset button. You know what I mean? That takes a mind banging. Like, you gotta bang on yourself for that. It's not like you could just stop it. And even with gangbang, like what to say, I love to say it. Like, I don't let it go. I can't let it go. It's a part of me. Like, feel me? So it's not like just chalking it up and accepting it. It's knowing that the deaths that take place is a loss for all of us. No matter what side it's on, both of us are losing. You know what I mean? I can't see, like, my neighborhood right now is at it real heavy with the Tanners, at it real heavy with the neighborhoods. It's not so much with the pocket hood. I got family pocket and Tanner. At it with the Kelly Parks. They had it with a lot of people, right? Mainly the Tanners in the neighborhoods. But when a Santana die or a neighborhood die, that's a loss that I lose as well. It's not like they lost that by themselves. No, we lost that. Hey. Yeah, but we lost that. And I just want this shit to end, homie. Have you ever noticed that gang warfare never take place outside of the city? Like, they don't put together scrimmages and say, like, look, hey, cuz, we go all get together Wednesday, 9 o'clock, nigga, be in the Mojave Desert. We gonna shoot this shit out. You notice that never happened? You know why that never happened? Niggas really don't want to go to war. They don't want to shoot each other. They really don't. They want the convenience of police coming to break it up. That's like somebody want to fight you while the teachers is right there because they know the fight not gonna last long. That's what Crip and Blood warfare is. They know it's not gonna last long. They not no real motherfucking soldiers and troopers. Let's keep this shit real. Motherfuckers don't know medic. Don't got no medics. If niggas was really about that war shit, they had medics. Where the medics at? If niggas was really about that war shit, they'll start making other ways and they'll go camp out and these motherfuckers say, fuck that, we gonna go take this and they can't hang on this street no more. That don't happen. My neighborhood been beefing with the Palmers as long as I've been living. Southsides are still around. Palmers didn't extinguish them. Palmers is still around. Southside didn't extinguish them. Niggas ain't really at war. So for me to say, look, if we not gonna really go to war, let's just stop this shit. Let's just call it quits. Cause like, what the fuck is this waking up every day? Like, hey, fuck them niggas. And then look at these niggas in these pictures they take. Like, it's a difference. It's two different kind of gangbangers when I was coming up. Those that gangbang, well, there's several types. It was the money gangbangers. It was those that gangbang just because they wanted to fuck up some shit and they was mad at parents or something. I don't know what the fuck it was. They were just mad. It was those that gangbang for the love of the hood. Now, those that gangbang for the love of the hood is a whole different, they'll cause war type beefs that'll last forever when you gangbang for the love of it. Those that gangbang because they hate them motherfuckers over there, and most of the pictures you see them taking, they throw up a middle finger to another hood, and you don't see them throwing up their hood much because they always fucking another hood. You feel me? Those really, people like miss them, but they ain't really missed as those that just genuinely love the homies. If you really sit back and think about it, when you go out there and you showing love and you actually been a family member. Like, here, you hungry? Look, let me break this hamburger in half. Go ahead, eat it. No, cuz you was hungry as fuck. Look, we both eat. Here goes some French fries. Like, you know what I mean? That homie right there is always missed. Like, I was hungry. He helped me eat. I used to sleep on this floor. Like, that homie is missed. When my mama needed help moving, he came and moved and asked for nothing. Like, you know what I mean? He was cutting when I was in jail, he came by, cut my mama grass. Like, that homie is missed. You gone, I'm gonna help take your spot up and take up some of that slack. That homie is missed. Where those homies at? Be that type of homie. If we start being that type of homie, I can guarantee gang warfare will fix itself. We got too many homies that's dying and that's dead and nobody taking up the slack. My fear ain't getting killed by a so-called enemy. My fear is who go cut my grass, who go take my babies to school, who go help to make sure these bills get paid. Like, ain't nobody go do that, cuz. Only I'm gonna do that. Ain't none of my homeboys from my hood go do that. Not one. Not one. You feel me? Because they can't, and I'm going to keep it 100. I can't do that for them. I can't take their spot. Only thing I probably could come by, and I can't tell you how long I'm going to cut the grass. You know what I mean? Even one of the little homeboys got killed. Ended up having twins, lost one of his twins. So here you go. This is the woman he with. They expecting babies. Twins. She lose him and lose one of her babies. Everybody want to go shoot. But how many homies like, just make sure this baby have diapers? Like long term, cuz what's the college? Like, can we put together a college plan for his child? Is the mama. The mama, like, what was he doing for the mama? Look at Daz. Let's use Daz, for example. I seen a post of Daz feeding his mama. Now, yeah, Daz from Long Beach, banging, cripping. But if motherfucker was to lay Daz, who would have been there to do what he was doing for his mama? You know what I mean? Cause we tearing down our family structures, and I can't fuck with that. So when I say Crippin' Blood ain't shit, because it's a black eye to the black community, and I can't fuck with constantly tearing down black structures. I just don't. Now, if you come through the hood, I'm in the hood, I'll try to take your head off. You come through, try to kill shit. And likewise, my homeboys come through your hood, try to kill y'all, take their head off. I ain't gonna come through like, y'all killed the homie. He was over there doing some fuck shit. I don't agree with that. And I'm not gonna, and I'll come out openly, tell you what I don't agree with and what things I'm not gonna ride for. You know what I mean? Even with going to go just shoot somebody just because they from over there. Like, that ain't the shooter. That ain't the guilty party. And nowadays, everybody bragging about who doing the shooting. You ever notice that? Niggas don't get trophies for get the most bodies. Don't nobody know, out of the history of Crippin' and Blood, nobody know who got the most bodies. Nobody. B-Dog from Wooty Woo Bloods got the most bodies. C-Loke from Wooty Woo Crip got the most bodies. Nobody get no fucking award for that. You ever notice that? When niggas brag about some invincible shit. Study. I'm gonna end on this last point. Study COINTELPRO. And when you study COINTELPRO, understand how the Black Panthers was destroyed because the warfare that they seen wasn't against black people. The Crips and Bloods are given enough rope to hang themselves. Crips and Bloods are able to continue the warfare that's happening day in and day out because it is beneficial to this society that we kill each other. See, Black Power Banging understand and take that into account. See, Black Power Banging knows that this is not beneficial to us as a whole. And this is Black Power Banging. We fight a war for black against black to give black back black. We live, kill, die for the black woman and child. Y'all stay safe. Black Power Banging.